Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I don't want to go to work next week. I don't want to go back to work next week. So I need Friday to last for at least 36 more hours, which would give me 2 more days for the weekend before I have to go back to work on Monday. Okay, but I hope everyone had a great day today. It is a whole new year. Okay, so yes, thank y'all for being around here and whatnot. Okay, now look, I was like, am I gonna go live today? Because all I really want to do is get into the Jamal Bryant situation and the Will Smith situation. But I'm like, I did not wait thumbnail with just 2 people on it. So I thought, what else is going on? What else is happening? These men is out here, child, showing out in different ways. Okay, Maurice from Love Ridge Huntsville, his foolishness. Okay, James Harden, is he a deadbeat child? Offset getting blasted and caught out and exposed like a fool. Okay, and Tyler Perry, the Accuser, is speaking out again because, child, when you are a victim, you have every right to say what you want to say, even if no one believes you. Okay, and then maybe like 1 or 2 other things. We're really just here to get into the Will Smith lawsuit, the sexual harassment lawsuit, and then Jamal Bryant cussing everybody out, using the Bible to do so in defense of his wife at the church. Now, look, people say, look, when they give you a stage and a microphone, okay, say what you need to say so folks can hear you. And then Jamal said, hold my beer. Okay, I said, well, okay. And then I had to go to Jamal's the church website, the church YouTube page, because I wanted to see the full context of what he said to make it all make sense. Okay, so we're gonna watch that. But again, happy Friday to y'all. Make sure to like this video. Okay, subscribe to my channel, because sometimes YouTube will unsubscribe y'all. Okay, it is, I need a nap. I need a whole nap, but I am here because that's what I'm supposed to do, child. But hello, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hello to everybody. See, if you're watching live, if you watch the replay, either way it go, hi. Okay, please make sure again to like the video. It helps a whole bunch. Okay, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, even hyping the video up after it ends. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff matters here today. Okay. But again, hello to y'all. Hey, 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 hey. Okay. Um, cha- when I because the Will Smith stuff came out yesterday while I was on live, and because I didn't have a chance to like look into it, I did not comment on it yesterday because I wanted to like see like I, Will Smith did what? I'm like, Will, why would you do that? Will, now why you out here? What is going on? But I'm happy I did not speak on it yesterday because more stuff came out about it. And I said, sometimes, people can do a lot of things. Good, bad, indifferent, and whatnot, and whatnot, and whatnot. But we also have to say, every allegation doesn't have to be true. And when I read the accusation in the man's complaint, I was like, now what? Now how that happened? Now how you now how, Will's now what? You know what I'm saying? So it's weird. Yes, y'all, YouTube was weird. So sometimes, if you do all caps, if you put too many curse words or whatever, YouTube is really weird. So if you can refrain from that, it ain't me tripping. Okay, okay. Hey, did you finish? Are you done? Anyway. Hi. It's only 2 days in. I was hoping it'd be a nice, good little slide in to the new year. We were kind of wait for any foolishness to go on. Celebrities will chill out, give us a break. It's like, no, on day one, a full lawsuit against Will of the Smith. And then, with the Jamal Bryant, I was like, girl, now what is y'all acting fools for? And stuff. Calm the fuck down, okay? But y'all, let's go ahead and start getting into things because it's not a lot. And again, I want to nap. Okay, I I want to take a nap. hmm Okay, good. I want to take a nap. hmm because look, y'all almost not getting no laughter. I almost went in there and went to bed. Almost. Okay, but we're gonna get this thing handled. Okay, I'm gonna go take another shower today and then go to bed. Okay, and then start tomorrow all over. Now let me share my screen because I was saving the stuff that had to be saved for us to have the right conversations. But y'all also know that if you have not done so, to go watch that. We was live yesterday, child, had a good old chit chat and whatnot. So go watch that. Again, it's content up. Go watch all the stuffs. Okay, go ahead and get into all the stuffs. Y'all know, fucking, I mean, you've been real quiet recently. Child, you know what I'm saying? But maybe you like other folks and just taking a little vacation until Monday, okay? But again, it's all kind of stuff up on the channel. Go watch it. Let's get into the thing. Look, I was saving stuff, right? And it was a few things I had saw. Now look, y'all, we just said on New Year's Eve, we was leaving Blueface and them in 2025. I want to also add, I think we also need to leave Soldier Boy and them in 2025, DDG and them, anybody, girl, all them people, because I don't know what happened that caused all of them to start beefing. Now I know Kai Sinat, put out how he was single and he would never be in another relationship. Okay, the girlfriend then said, "Nigga, don't blame me. Don't play them fuck ass roles. Forget you, whatever. Don't pay no fault narrative." I seen that. Okay, and at one point I seen Blueface call him a punk ass bitch. I said, "Why you a punk ass bitch?" I am confused. Okay, so again, this is a reason why we need to leave Blueface in 2024. Put him back in prison. Can he go back to prison? I don't want to push prison on people, but I think Blueface is one person we can just put him back in the prison because it was real quiet, it was real calm, it was real clean out here, and he even came out acting like a little bitch. Okay, calling somebody a crybaby because they said they girl. Anyway, I don't care. And then it was weird because then they talking and stuff or whatever. Okay, but wait, let me keep scrolling. Then I seen this a blue face trying to nobody's trying to see coochies.
Down, look, hey, you hear me? You y'all hear me? Hey, you hear me? Y'all hoes shut the fuck up.
Now, at what point are you at a party and someone said, "Oh, the hoe shut up," and you be quiet? Is you a hoe? If you say, "Oh, the hoe be quiet," I'm gonna get real loud as I cuss your ass out and I leave again. But again,
dead on me. Look. Hey, be quiet.
How wrong? Like who raised you to the point to where in 2025 you are at a party with Blueface and them being called hoes?
Listen up, y'all. Tenderism. Everybody listening? All right, look. We about to play a game. Oh shit! Everybody get naked. Let's see who pussy the best. What? Y'all like that idea?
Now I'm like, now we talking about the sexual assault allegations against the Will Smith or whatever, against Tyler Perry, being out here telling women, "Hey, everyone get naked so we can see." First of all, I'm suing somebody, so that confused me, right? Then, I'm like, Soldier Boy.
Woke up, I look at this. 2:58 in the morning. I'm waking up off this shit. I don't be worried about niggas. I be in the house out lean, niggas high as fuck, count millions of dollars.
So I think what year would I feel like all of these individuals were born in the same year. I'm an 82 baby. Okay, birthday's in 14 days. Whatever year the Soldier Boy, the DDG boy, the Blueface man, I think all of them are born in the same time frame. Can we get all of them people born in that same time frame put on a boat and leave them in the middle of the ocean?
This the type of shit I gotta wake up to. 2:58 in the morning. Rich the kid, I will break your jaw, nigga. You was a bitch, nigga. You used to sleep on my couch, nigga. You and your baby mama, nigga.
I don't trust anyone who yells into the phone. Okay, I don't trust any grown man who was on the social media yelling into the phone and keep getting closer as if we can't hear or see you. Are you high?
How the fuck you and your baby mama used to sleep on my couch? Now you on the internet playing crazy, nigga. I'll beat the fuck out DDG, Blueface, and Rich the Kid, nigga, at the same time.
And I'm like, what happened? Y'all all were the same. I don't understand. And you should never threaten someone on social. That is proof for the prosecution. That's called evidence.
Nigga, 3 versus 1. Fuck y'all wanna do, nigga. Y'all nigga bitches, nigga. Rich the Kid, you a bitch, nigga. You broke, nigga.
Is it crack? Hold on. Let me find Samuel L. Jackson. Okay, let me find Gator.
I like getting high. I'm a crackhead.
It has to be crack.
On my mama, nigga. I'll beat the dreads out your head, little nigga. Stop fucking playing with me. And I'm in Atlanta right now, nigga. Where the fuck you at, nigga?
So I seen all that, right? And I was okay. So when Rich the Kid was trolling and said,
I just woke up. I look at the computer. The computer say, Soldier said, fuck Blueface, fuck DDG, fuck Rich. Why you say fuck me for?
now if y'all too young, okay, when 50 Cent did that again, Floyd Mayweather.
Computer say, Floyd said, fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what did he say fuck me for? Nelly fucked your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fucking fiance. Say fuck that nigga. I just woke up. I look at the computer. The computer say, Soldier said, fuck Blueface, fuck DDG, fuck Rich. Why you say fuck me for?
It's too much. It's a whole new year. I don't know. I think it's crack. I think all of the kids who are young should got to go on a boat and live out there.
DDG.
You know who else live in the past? A lot. That one nigga that made that dancing song when I was a kid, man. You gotta do something now, bro. You gotta stop living in the past. I ain't even gonna sit here and disrespect that little nigga, but you gotta stop living in the past, bro.
It's too much.
DDG, man, because I fuck India Love. Damn. Who else is it? Doodle Girl. It's always about a bitch.
I just need all the crack. Are they crack? Maybe they crack babies. Maybe they crack babies. I don't know, but I had saved all this little stuff because I don't know why the DJ boy in it. He's weird. So again, I need all the crack babies of the 90s or the 2000s. Maybe it was one. I don't know when it was born. I need all the crack babies to report to a boat, okay, and stay out in the ocean until God says the crack is out your system. It's weird to me, okay? Why is Bambi and Scrappy was at church together? Now, I'm all for co-parenting and whatnot, but I would not want to go to church with my ex-husband for New Year's Eve because I don't want to bring the New Year's in with him because he was a horrible husband. So I guess it's co-parenting. It's just weird to me. I don't care about Candace. Lala, where's Lala been? I feel like for a while we will always see Lala somewhere as a comedian doing skits. Child, she got with that man right there, had that baby. And I'm like, where did she go? Did she go away? But she was talking to somebody on a little live, child. And they said that she's being shady towards her baby daddy because, if she calls them gay or a woman?
Time I was like, you know what? Maybe it's not that bad because as far as I'm concerned, I already dated a woman. Okay?
What? When you did? Wait. When was this?
My baby mama. Yes, child. It wasn't actually a woman, but the characteristics and stuff, like that. You get what I'm saying? What? Listen, feminine men exist.
There's a difference, in my opinion, over saying your man is, he is in touch with his feminine side versus insinuating being with him was like being with a woman. Even if your man has a little feminine touch, little feminine side, to me, that still should not feel like you're dating a woman. If you feel like she's a woman, is he a woman?
You know what I'm saying? So with that, it's one of those things to where I was like, it might not be that bad because I was already in I was already homo. Okay. So I'm just like, maybe it won't be that bad. But the only thing is I'm just not used to having a detachable and detachable thing. So that's my only thing. But
not saying all that while holding a baby. Child, not going all through that while holding the son. Maybe he is a woman. I don't know. Look, there is no man. I dated one gay guy a long time ago. Okay. But he wasn't feminine when he was with me. He was feminine once he was gay. But my point is, okay, is he gay? Maybe he gay.
It won't be the first time that I've dealt with that.
Comment chat. She's messy.
That's what stand-up is, right?
Yeah.
Now, is it messy or is it honest? Hey, best friend. Hey, best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. Okay. Now, I didn't know that man. Okay, but I kept remembering once they announced that she was pregnant and that she was pregnant by him. I remember a lot of folks, saying, "Oh, he's a little whatever." And I said, "Well, hold on, is he whatever?" And they made it seem as if, well, no, he's not gay. He's just like a little bit, you know what I'm saying? He's in touch with his feminine side, and he may get pedicures or whatever. And they, but I don't recall anyone saying he's like a woman. I don't remember hearing that. Okay. And if you get pregnant by a feminine man, did you not really want the man? Did you really want the man for the steak sauce? Okay, maybe all she wanted was his steak sauce. She got a steak sauce, and then that was it. But it was a laughing relationship. What's the man's name? I don't know that man. And she announced the pregnancy. They was like in, pictures together or whatever. And then she had the baby, and I swear to God, he just disappeared. And I said, maybe was he just a sperm, or was he just a sperm donor? Because some people will have, relations with people to get their steak sauce juice to make a baby. Maybe she did not want to go to the sperm bank. Maybe she said, I know that man. He seemed real clean. Okay, it's not gonna be no drama because seeing I know the girlfriends, he may have boyfriends, and then I want a baby. He wants, I don't know what. But again, she said she could possibly be a lesbian because her man was one. I said, girl, have on that. I don't want it. At all. Now, I want to, because again, all we have to get into is just the stuff on the thumbnail that I'm going to bed. Okay, that's all. Let's touch on more reads. Now, do y'all watch Love and Marriage Huntsville? Do y'all still watch it? I do. I review it. It's part of my job. And this clip is going around. What is a lavender relationship? Is one where there is a woman dating a man, okay, and one person in that relationship is gay. Okay, usually in a lavender relationship between a man and a woman, that means one of the people in the relationship is a homosexual of some nature. If the man is real straight, he may have a wife or a girlfriend who's really a lesbian, but she needs someone to make it seem as if she's not a lesbian, okay? And vice versa. Sometimes it's a woman in a relationship and the man is homosexually enticed and they still be together, okay? So love me a clip from the upcoming episode tomorrow has leaked. And I have never heard this saying before. I want y'all to listen to what Maurice is saying about him and Kimmy and their sexual relationship and how he thinks women should be able to sexually perform regardless of what's going on.
In your mind, you really think that most women are able to just sexually perform several times a day, every day?
I heard coming up that I can lay down longer than you can stand up.
Now I said, I am 40. Well, I'll be 40. I'm 43. I have never heard the saying from anyone, I can lay down longer than you can stand up. Trying to mean, as a woman, I can lay there and get pounded on forever. I can lay there longer than you can stand up in it and pound me, which makes him act like he believes that means that a woman he's with should be able to sexually satisfy him on every level, because he was told a long time ago that, hey, a woman can lay down longer than a man can stand up. And I'm like, I don't know what auntie you heard say that to her husband as an insult. You assume that it was a compliment. It was not. I can guarantee you, okay, somebody born in the 1940s was fussing at their man. Okay, and she probably said to him, because he was a quick pumper. He was a quick pumper. Okay, he couldn't last long. She probably said to him in a moment of aggravation and shade, motherfucker, I can lay down longer than you can ever stand up, which really means you ain't good in bed. Okay, you don't last long. Okay, and even if I lay down for 5 minutes, you done in 2. But I have never heard a grown man make that kind of. I've never heard that statement. But I said, now, bitch, now why are you lying?
In your mind, you really think that most women are able to just sexually perform several times a day, every day?
I heard coming up that I can lay down longer than you can stand up.
And the crazy part is thinking that anyone wants, first of all, I don't want to have sex once every day, let alone multiple times a day, every day. Okay, that ain't what no. Okay, my pocketbook don't want that kind of money up in it. No, I don't want your sex all that often. No, you're over flavoring the meat. It's a no for me. And the fact that we know that was Maurice and Kimmy were having sex still, like Kimmy was going through chemo for cancer. Your wife had breast cancer and was going through chemo. And because you are a sexual deviant, you still had Kimmy having sex with you, even when she was too sick and tired to do so. She laid there and let you do your business. Okay, so now come around here now. So I heard, nigga. No, you didn't. Okay, the fact that anyone could hear their husband say that and think, you know what, I love him. Because Maurice has always said stuff like that. He's all again when Kimmy had cancer. What was that, like 2 years ago? And the show showed them talking and her saying, like, because her point was Kimmy physically could not get aroused. The juices weren't flowing like that. Okay. She did not have her libido was a libidoing. Okay. But Maurice still wanted sex. And so King was like, yeah, because he still wants sex, even if I'm not in the mood because I'm going through chemo, I would just roll over and, we still had sex while I was going through chemo. And so I'm like, you knew a couple years ago how horrible he was as a husband. But any man thinking, well, yeah, I can, I want pussy, 3-4 times a day. And because it's an open pocketbook, I can put my hand in there. I should be able, anytime my penis gets hard, I should be able to deposit my steak sauce in your. No, you can't. No. Nope. Who has that kind of time? Okay, if you wanted, let's say 4 times, that's 4 showers, 4 clean. I gotta go to work. You have to go. Who gonna cook? Who washing the dishes? So I was like, I've never heard that saying. And to me, when I first heard it, I told him, I was like, I think he must have heard somebody, older saying that to somebody else, and because he's stupid and childish, he took that as a compliment. Like, oh, that means a woman can always please a man. It's like, no, that means I can lay down longer than you stand up. Means you are a quick pumper. It means you not nothing. It does not mean, yes, as a woman, I'm willing and able to lay here and just lay down and let you do your business on me because I can. No. Vaginas get tired. They get tired. Okay, they get the same way men can't. Most men can't, pump it up, 7 times a day. They need a rest too. And 7 times, you pumping out dust. Okay, so yeah, when I said yeah, Maurice she's a trash ass individual because who would think that's something normal? You in therapy? Okay, you in therapy saying this bull stuff that to me does not make any living sense whatsoever. So if y'all have a man like that who think, hey, I can just hump on her whenever I want to because she can lay there and take it. Divorce him. Because when he show you he don't care and all that matters is him getting off and him wanting sex all day, every day, because he thinks that you are just a sexual robot, divorce that motherfucker. Okay? Because if you stay, you can't complain. You want to know why? Because he showed you time and time again who he is. Okay, so Kimmy, girl, you stayed after the last time he acted a damn fool. Okay. Let's go Offset. Now I said Offset got exposed, right? Now I think everyone is aware that the girl Selena Powell. I won't call her. I'm trying to be respectful. I won't say that she is like a sea urchin at the bottom of the ocean that no one should let touch them. I'm not gonna say that. But I do feel like we have heard about her being a scum bucket type of woman who just whoever and whoever she exposes the defamation. So the fact that anybody would not only sleep with her, and I mean have sex with her, but why would you ever fall asleep next to this? Because she's gonna child. She recorded her in bed with Offset at a hotel somewhere. Now we don't know when this is. Okay, we're assuming it's current. But I feel like even if you want to bang, not a sea hag, even if you want to bang, okay, this shareable side chick who has fucked a lot of people in the industry, why would you ever be comfortable enough to fall asleep with the bitch in your bed? That is weird to me. And she made a comment saying, made a tape last night, and all you heard was him in the video. Offset, you see, not girl. Did y'all make a sex tape? Now, part of me feel like Offset did it on purpose, a little bit, because Cardi B will be on RuPaul Drag Races. It's the premiere episode comes on tonight. Cardi B will be on the premiere episode, and this all came out today. But I feel like even if you nobody falls asleep with hookers. When you are paying somebody, when you know someone is a paid sexual being, okay, they're paid for their sexual, ness, okay, you don't fall asleep with that person. You pay them and they go home because that's just their job. And I'm like, to me, she comes off as a prostitute. She fucked dudes for money or for clout or for attention or whatever it may be. And then she posted on social media, and then they always act like, oh, she lying. I wasn't really with her. And, oh, it was a mistake. No, ain't no, the child, no. No. So I feel like Offset wanted to change the narrative because I think everyone will be talking about Cardi B on RuPaul's Drag Race as a judge today. But now they're also discussing him in the bed with his harlot. And how I can't even be comfortable with someone in my space I don't trust. I have to trust you to be able to sleep while you're around me. And you can't, girl. So was he exposed, or is he trying to troll his trans wife to overshadow her accolades on a new show? It's just stupid. And I'm like, I would not even want my kids knowing I'm around here banging some harlot. Just stupid, just dumb. Now, what kind of tape y'all? What kind of tape was it? Was the porn tape? Was it an interview? What was it? Was it like a Ray J Kim K tape? But to me, having sex with that girl is like a downgrade because everyone has fucked her. Like everyone is a child. You just another rat on the white pony. And that's weird in my opinion. Let's go to Tyler Perry. No, this is James Harden. So is James Harden the deadbeat baby daddy? So first of all, I saw this post first on Live Bites. Okay, a girl, a twink jam. I don't like bringing things to the internet up, but here you are. Yes, you do. But I'm done protecting an image that doesn't reflect the reality. You've known since day one that you are just as responsible as I am. I stay quiet because I wanted to handle this the mature way. But that only works when both people are acting like adults. Being the bigger person doesn't help. Doesn't mean carrying everything alone. It's time for you to step up and take care of your son. And she tagged James Harden. Child, I said, is he a deadbeat daddy? And that's a new baby. Okay. And I said to myself, well, the baby looked like him in the face. Okay. Because if you shave the beard off, I think that's the little boy. Okay. So she, now this is the girl. Okay, belly and all. Now, they were a couple. Hold on. He at least know her. And I feel like when you have sex with somebody, you knock them up. If you are actively having unprotected sex with people who can get pregnant and you don't want children, you should wear a condom. Okay? That's just the rule. Okay? And if you are an NBA player, you should already know 9.5 times out of 10, they want you to knock them up. Why? Because you are a money bag. Okay? You are a bag for them. So to me, any rich athletes, people of wealth, you can't be just out here wilding out and banging people. And then once they get pregnant, you want to act like, oh, I don't want that. It ain't my baby. It's like it's probably your baby. Okay, it's a good chance it's your baby. So why even make the decision to, in any shape, way, form, any kind of way, why would you choose to not be a stand-up individual? Now, if you told the girl, hey, I don't want no children, I wore a condom, if you had all these precautions you took, if she on birth control, you wore a condom, you put a condom and you put out, and she still get knocked up, you can at least say, hey, I kept telling you I don't want a baby. But you can't be arbitrarily getting people knocked up and then just assuming, hey, I'm just not gonna deal with it. I'm gonna let you be the single mama. It's like, no. What was the conversation like? You are a multi-millionaire basketball famous player with endorsements or whatever. You have to know these women want you for a baby. Period. Not, and that's not nothing on old girl, but I just feel like you have to know that. So if you're gonna be out here banging, you need to wear condoms. You need to be clear about, hey, I need you in the morning. Plan B, I don't want no children. Okay, I'm using condoms. You know what I'm saying? If the people are taking precaution and the pregnancy happens, that's a conversation. Because I use a condom. Okay, I wore 2 condoms or whatever. I pulled out all, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, if you're a deadbeat daddy, okay, if the baby is here, okay, if the baby has been born, where's the baby at? If the baby's been born, you can no longer act like, oh, I don't care. It's just I can say, no, you have to accept what you helped create. If there was no precautions taken, if there were no if there was no conversation had, because in my opinion, if you're having sex with a man who tells you, hey, I don't want children, and if you get pregnant, I don't want children, I do think it's our job to be sure that we don't get pregnant. You want to know why? Because he can just walk away. We can. If someone tells you up front, hey, I don't want my kids, and you choose to have sex with them, I don't put it on them to not get me pregnant. I put it on me to not get pregnant, because they don't have to have the abort. Okay, they're not the birth of babies. It's on me. So I do think we as women should take more control to be sure we don't get knocked up, because once we're knocked up, we are left to the whims of the fucking law of what state you live in. Okay, you're up to the whims of the dude or whatever, and it's mama's baby, daddy maybe. So if someone tells you, hey, I don't want no more children, okay, as the woman, we need to be sure. Hey, I'm gonna be sure I don't get knocked up because he already told me I want no kids, and I'm not gonna fuss with him about the fucking baby. Now, if you don't care about having a fuss with him on a baby, then by all means, let him shoot the club up. Don't care. Okay. Now he ain't setting them back yet. Okay. But she say, bitch, I want some money. I want some support. I want you to be a father. Step up. And he may not. Weird. Anyway, I just seen this too. Matt Barnes and Ananza Sim got married. Now, she called him out last year about cheating and they broke up or whatever, and now they're married. This is a clear definition of mind our own business. Okay, when we see people complain, oh, you ain't shit, he cheating on me, and it's like, yeah, girl, he ain't shit, forget him, leave him, girl, leave him. And then lo and behold, a year later, they done got married. A full wedding? Again, she just last year, okay, called him out about cheating with about 8 different women and all these things or whatever. And now that's the lady's husband. So congrats to the couple, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But again, when we sometimes when folks complain, stay out of it. Because if once she's married to him, it's like, what I'm supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that information? Let's do Tyler Perry. Okay. So we had seen the text from Tyler's Accuser that came out, I believe last week, a couple days ago. And the text was showing how within the past couple of years that Tyler had sent him some money or he had asked for some money. And folks felt like, oh, if you text him asking for some money, like how was it really a thing where he was forcing you to do whatever or trying to get you to do whatever? If you're asking for money and y'all have this cordial relationship, like what the fuck? So he also put out a little video. Look. Well, let's listen first.
Hey guys, first and foremost, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank every single one of you guys who came and reached out to me and messaged me and showed me love and support. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, seriously. It takes a lot of courage to move forward and put yourself out there like the way I did. But Tyler Perry knows what he did, man. He knows what he did. And the text messages that he released the other day, they prove that Perry was sending me money after Madea. The thing that you guys got to ask yourself is why?
Now, let's pause it right here. A part of me feel like, again, yeah, this is the second video in this same restaurant with the same, because I think that the backdrop is kind of, you know what I'm saying, particular. And I feel like we don't know what happened. Okay, we wasn't there. Okay, let's say that first. All victims have the right to speak their truth. Okay, period. Now, what I'm also going to say is him saying, well, Tyler gave me money after the Madea movie. Okay, ask him why. I think we all know why. I feel like a lot of us feel like, and like I said before, I feel like Tyler Perry would see men he like, try to give them jobs to keep them around. Okay. And I think in some of those situations, if he liked them, he thought, I'm courting them, I'm giving them money, and blop-de bloop. You know what I'm saying? So a part of me feel like no one is wondering why he gave you some money. I don't think Tyler Perry, who is rich and he has to have some kind of common sense, would be actively giving someone money on a repetitive basis who he was harassing without some kind of contractual, conversational paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Also, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, if you are taking the money, John, not should have came and talked to me because yeah, they want a little sugar. You know what I'm saying? And this is not about right, wrong, or indifferent. This is just straight optics and what it sounds and look like. Okay, it sounds and look like there was some kind of relationship going on, be it cordial, be it professional, be it a situationship, be it a baby, a sugar baby, but I don't know. Okay, I don't know, but it's we believe yes he gave some money and you took it.
I'll give you guys more updates as soon as we get closer to the trial.
And to me, when they coming out and talking a whole bunch, hey, I'm gonna give you more information. No, go to court. To me, this is not something that should play out in the court of public opinion. If you filed your lawsuit, why are you coming to social media for backup? If you say Tyler know what he did, okay, cool. Handle that shit in court. Put all of the evidence in court. There's no need to come on the internet and say, hey, y'all, look, Tyler know he gave me money. Ask him why. We know why. We also know why you took it. And I've always said, if someone likes you and they're trying to court and date you and you not with it, stop going around them. But you can't know if somebody wants to fuck you and you keep going around them. And then you say, well, he's the bad person because he kept trying to fuck me. No, you kept going around and accepting the monies. Now, Tyler is wrong in the fact that he is the boss. You should never do any of this shit with your employees. You also should never force yourself on to anybody either. But
The evidence that's going to come out is going to you guys. I want to thank you guys again. I appreciate all the love and support. And if you don't, I still appreciate it either way. Guys. I want to thank you guys again. I appreciate all the love and support. And if you don't, I still appreciate it either way.
For me, I feel like, sir, do you know this is supposed to be a serious situation? A lawsuit? Do you know it's supposed to be? Do you know we can see you? No. What is wrong with you, sir? Now the text showed him asking for money for his teeth because he broke. Now this is the first one he did.
Hello, everyone. Just checking in with you guys about the news that I mentioned a couple days ago. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about sexual assault and harassment and why the people stay silent. For a long time, guys, I didn't want to say anything, and I wanted to tell you guys why I didn't want to say anything. But when it happened to me, I felt ashamed. I was scared, because of the judgment and the questions that people were going to start asking, almost like if they were going to blame me for just being there. Well, I felt all of that, guys, when a very big director, a very seriously powerful person that everybody knows, invited me over to his house to talk about roles and upcoming things that he was writing. Hello, everyone. I was telling myself, like, man, like all of my dreams are coming true right now. Like my opportunities at my front door right now. So much excitement going through my body. And then, guys,
I'm not trying to side with Tyler Perry because he's Tyler Perry. All I'm saying is sometimes stuff seems weird. Stuff seems funny. Okay? It's like, what are you doing? Okay, what are you doing? You're asking for money after the fact. You're great. I love you. I need some help. I need some money. It feels like they had that kind of relation. And sometimes when you have that kind of, hey, you need something, I need something in return. Okay, I need that money, Nate. When Nate forced Stoney to sleep with him for that money for her brother's school, horrible. Okay, but a lot of people like, hey, if you need somewhere to stay, I need some money. You can't stay for free. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, again, this is not me trying to defend anyone who is an actual abuser, or actual harassment person or whatever. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying these situations with the two people who have came out and filed a lawsuit against Tyler Perry, in both of these situations, it seems as if in these two situations, every time Tyler Perry invited them over to his house, to his home, they say cool. Even when he kept doing stuff they didn't like or they wasn't with, they kept going around there. Okay? Accepting money and whatnot. Again, yeah, I'm not going to my boss's house. For what? I'm not going over there. Especially when I know the rumor they about my boss liking men. Okay, you have one meeting with me to touch my thigh, and I'm fighting you. I'm not going to allow you to keep rubbing my thigh and then keep coming to your house because I know what you want, and you want some bullshit. So it aggravates me that it seems like in these two, just these two situations, these two men were willing to be friendly enough with him, hang out with him, go to his house, accept this, that, or the other in the time what was going on, when they knew what he was trying to get to. But I also don't think he was trying to say, hey, either do this or no job. Because he put this dude, and he was an extra in one movie. And then the Derek dude, now Derek had a whole role on the Oval for a while or whatever. And Derek when he was a good actor. Derek Dixon he wasn't even that good of an actor. So, it's weird. So again, but Tyler Perry, the man saying, hey, he know why. Wait, and it's even him fixing the scene. Let me fix the scene, child. How it look. Let me flex my muscles.
Hey guys, first and foremost,
my chain is out.
From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank every single one of you guys who
I gotta hold my microphone.
Came and reached out to me and messaged me and showed me love and support. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Seriously, it takes a lot of courage to move forward and put yourself out there like the way I did. But Tyler Perry knows what he did, man. He knows what he did. And the text messages that he released the other day, they prove that Perry was sending me money after Madea. The thing that you guys got to ask yourself is why?
So do you not think we're going to say it because y'all was fucking? You know,
I'll give you guys more updates as soon as we get closer to the trial. The evidence that's going to come out is going to... I want to thank you guys again. I appreciate all the love and support. And if you don't, I still appreciate it either way.
child, y'all, again, I don't know. Okay. Let's do the channel. Yes, first of all, I was on live yesterday and I was like, because sometimes when I'm on live, I scroll, I usually see if it's like something like new that popped up. And I was like, does that say Will Smith? Hold on. Sexual assault. I said, no, bitch, what? I was confused. So I can't, go over it before I can like read what happened. I was so confused. And, a lot of people have said, oh, Will Smith is probably gay. Will Smith, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I feel like what people do in their bedroom is their business. Okay. As long as whatever you're doing in your bedroom is legal, okay, it is always consenting adults, okay, and no one's being forced to do anything against their will. I don't care. If you are married to a woman and you also like men, and in the privacy of your bedroom, you may, do a little bit, and I don't care. That's not my business. The same way I think that goes for anybody in this stuff, okay? So a professional violinist is suing Will Smith, okay, for, sexual harassment and retaliation, okay? So per People, Bryant King Joseph filed a complaint on Tuesday in LA Superior Court against Smith and Trey Ball Studios Management Incorporated. The lawsuit claims that Smith was deliberately grooming and priming Mr. Joseph for further sexual exploitation. I said, further exploitation? I said, now what happened? Okay. It says he was invited to join him on tour back in 2024. For the complaint, Joseph experienced a traumatic event. Well, this is a series of events, okay? This is in March of 2025 on tour. He alleges that he returned to a Las Vegas hotel room and discovered that it had been entered without signs of forced entry. The lawsuit cites evidence of a sexual threat of violence, including a handwritten note that read, Brian, I'll be back, just us, with a heart drawn on it and signed Stone F. It said Joseph also claims he found items left behind in the room, including wipes, a beer bottle, a red backpack, a bottle of HIV medication with another individual's name on it, an earring, and hospital discharge paperwork belonging to a person unbeknownst to him. Okay, I said, now, my first thought was, now what now? Because when you hear someone say, I'm suing so-and-so for harassment and retaliation, you feel like, okay, so did Will do something? Okay, did Will do something? Because how are you suing me for actual harassment if I didn't do shit to you, and if this incident had nothing to do with Will? Okay. The complaint states that Joseph feared that an unknown individual would soon return to the room and engage in sexual act with him. Now what? Now he said he suffered severe emotional distress, economic loss, reputational harm. We don't even anyway. And other damages, okay, including PTSD and other mental illnesses as a result of being fired. So part of, let me see, because at one point he's okay. So again, it said Joseph said he feared for his life or whatever. He reported the incident to hotel security, tour management, and local authorities. He claimed he was then fired. So that's the man right there. Okay, that is Mr. Brian. What's his name? Brian Joseph. Brian King Joseph. That's him. He's a violinist. Okay. But again, he told the security. Okay, he told tour management and the police. Okay, he then got fired shortly after reporting this incident. Okay, he says he only asked for reasonable accommodations, not money or special treatment. However, days later, he said he was accused of fabricating the incident until the tour was moving in a different direction. Now, this is the thing. I feel like, thank you for the Cash App, Arthur. I appreciate it. Thank you. I feel like if you tell people, hey, someone broke in my room and left some HIV medication, some baby wipes, a beer bottle. You know, it's some weird shit. I'm saying, you know, and if hotel security don't see anyone in your like, it sounds like a weird situation. It sounds like a weird situation, but I don't know how that situation equates to suing Will Smith and them for sexual harassment and retaliation. Now I get him saying because I told everybody this happened and then I was then fired, they retaliated against me because it's just weird. The lawsuit claims his termination was retaliation for him reporting workplace safety and sexual harassment concerns. It also alleges that Smith made personal statements to Joseph earlier in their working relationship that Joseph interpreted as unusually intimate. Okay, and that he believes Smith invited him on the tour in an attempt to groom him. He further claims Smith was involved in the decision to fire him, which he says violated the employee protection. It's a stretch to me. It's a stretch to me only because there is no I did not. I did not. I did not see the shade room. He was talking. Well, I did see them right here. We have this. Okay, this is him talking about it before the lawsuit went public.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to talk about something really important. Earlier this year, I was hired to be a performer on a major tour with somebody who is huge in the industry. So I was excited, proud of myself for getting the opportunity. Unfortunately, some things happened, and I can't get into the details of exactly what that was because it's already a legal issue right now. But the reason why I'm speaking out about this is because getting fired or getting blamed or shamed or threatened or anything like that, simply for reporting sexual misconduct or safety threats at work, is not okay. And I know that there's a lot of other people out there who have been afraid to speak up, and I understand. And if that's you, I see you. And that's pretty much it. More updates to come soon. Thanks for listening.
So it's a catch-22 because we have like the whistleblower law, to where if something at work is going, it's like if it's done illegally, and you say, hey, this is going on, someone should look into it. They can't fire you for bringing something to the attention of authority. So in true legal terms, he can't be fired for bringing attention to an actual workplace situation. Now, I think the gotcha may be if we are on tour and you are accusing someone of breaking in your room, but you don't have any idea who it is. You know, the hotel is not, you know, your job location. You know what I'm saying? Like at my job, if I go to my office and I see, hey, my office is broken into, it's this is our building. That's a workplace issue. But if we're on a work trip and we're at a hotel, I can't say my job is creating a, you know, sexually harassing environment because someone broke into my hotel room while we're at a hotel on the road. You know, so I think two things are true in this case. If he's saying someone broke in, then someone broke in. You know, whoever name was on the pills, you know, hopefully not, because they said even supposedly the hotel staff could not, there was no proof that anyone broke into his room. That was thing one. But it feels like, was he a bad apple or is he someone who they were fucking with? And because he said, you can't keep fucking with me, they fired him. His comments that Will made, you know, some, I think what he said, Will said was, well, I thought I saw it somewhere. We said Will says something like, oh, we have a great connection. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know. This confuses me because I'm confused on the connection between, well, what did Will Smith do? Like, did Will Smith break in your room? Did he want to have a gay sex with you? Was it his beer bottle? Like, whose DNA and fingerprints were on the stuff in your room? You know what I'm saying? Because if someone say, hey, somebody broke in my room, this is not my stuff, I don't know whose it is. If you tell the police, wouldn't they be able to like test the stuff in the room to see like the fingerprints? But again, his issue was, I complained about these things, and then a few days later, after my complaints about these issues, I ended up being let go. So that I have, again, PTSD. I lost money. My reputation was harmed. All these things. I don't know. But the accusations really don't have Will's fingerprints on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the accusations, it felt like somebody was fucking with him, but who was it? It's weird. Now, y'all know Will ain't gonna say shit yet. Okay? We're gonna wait, child, until whenever. Okay? But I don't know. It's like, who name was on the papers? To me, that is absolute evidence to see who was in the room. Because like, who was the person? Who was the people? And yes, he told hotel staff, he told the police, he told the traffic. And so what I wonder is, this is what I wonder. Did he complain to the let me Google it. Let me see if I can Google. Did he complain to the hotel staff, the tour people, and to the police? And maybe when that happened, there was like no clear-cut evidence that it had happened. So because he said, hey, they try to make it seem as if I made it all up. But I wonder, was there an actual investigation? Okay. Did someone look into what he said happened? Now, he was a finalist on America's Got Talent back in 2018. He was hired to work with Will Smith when he was on tour in 2024. He claimed the Vegas stop. He came back to the hotel room around 11 p.m., found the stuff, blah, 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 blah. But I just wonder, was there an actual investigation? He says he was He was then shamed by tour management, fired from the concerts, and replaced, leading to severe emotional distress, blah, 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 blah. He thought the Will was trying to groom him. It's just weird. Now, Will Smith's attorney denied all the allegations, statements to the email, statements. Joseph allegations concerned my kind of false, basis on reckless. Yeah, it's just weird. They are categorically denied, and we will use all legal means available to address these claims and ensure that the truth comes out. But I'm like, was it investigated? That's, he said Smith is said to have told Joseph at one stage, you and I have such a special connection that I don't share with anyone else. According to Joseph's version, I'm on a different page now because I'm just wondering what happened here because it's weird. It says back in March of 2020, when the first leg of tour was in Paris, the band crew had hotel accommodations booked for them. We see the room numbers, com codes, blah, 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 blah. Came back to his room, saw that stuff. Oh, same thing. Again, wipes, a beer bottle, red backpack, a bottle of HIV medication, another individual's name, one earring. Just one earring. He told hotel security, he told representatives and took photos of what he had seen, as well as requesting a room change and reporting the alleged incident to a non-emergency police line. He made clear that his only concern was his safety. Days later, according to the lawsuit, the member of the management shamed him to the point of blaming him for the incident or blaming him. The same member of management said to Joseph that everyone is telling me that what happened, she was a lie. Nothing happened, and you made this whole thing up. So tell me, why did you lie and make this up? He says he was fired in retaliation for reporting it. So it's child. He say, she say, we say, no one says. I don't fucking know. I'm confused. Okay, it's just weird. It's just so weird. Yeah, hey Kiwi. It's weird because I feel like his major complaint is the hotel incident, but the hotel incident doesn't connect to Will. And that's what's weird. Now, if you feel like I was let go and I should be paid because it wasn't my fault, I felt unsafe, I get that. But I'm like, I don't know. It's weird. On all levels. Okay. Now, lastly, I want to get to, I think that's all we have to do, right? Yeah. Jamal Bryant. But y'all take 30 good seconds trying to like the video because I asked y'all to. Now, when I saw this or heard about this Jamal Bryant situation like earlier yesterday, I was confused because I was like, one, I'd be forgetting that Jamal Bryant is an actual pastor at a whole church. I'd be like, what happened now? So Jamal Bryant is married. Okay, he has a whole wife around here. He has a whole wife. And they were at an event, right? And people had all these things to say about his wife's dress. Okay, I think it's a beautiful dress. Okay, I think it's a gorgeous dress. Okay, it's made really well. She does, and his wife, she has body. Okay, she's a beautifully built woman. Okay, she has hips, thighs. You know what I'm saying? She's you know what I'm saying, all the things. Okay, and I had seen the dress and I didn't think nothing about it. Okay, so then I was like, why Jamal cussing folks? I said, now what happened now, Jesus? I said, why is he upset? So I had seen the clips on social media at first. And I said, y'all know me. I need to go to the source. I went to his church YouTube page to get the full context of, because again, you just see one clip, it's like, nah. Jamal, who was first married to, Giselle Bryant, he was a cheater, pumpkin eater. Okay, he was allegedly messing around with women in the congregation. It was a whole scandal back in the day, years and years and years ago. He has since remarried. He is, living in Atlanta. He has his own church there, whatever. So he seemingly has, learned a lesson from his old cheating ways or whatever, and whatnot. And he now is like, girl and guys, leave my wife alone. I will kick your ass about my wife. Okay. Now, I also want to pre-warn y'all. Okay. It's an 11-minute video, because I did not want to only get the little pieces of it. Okay, it's a little bit of preaching, but it has a point. Okay, y'all know we have to watch and pause and talk. Okay, because we have to give commentary on this, so I don't get flagged.
That this is the exact same outfit Elijah had on.
Now, what I do like that he was doing, he was connecting stuff in the Bible to stuff going on in the church and the folks come at his wife. He was connecting the dots here, there, and everywhere.
Or that this is the same wardrobe Elisha wore, as indicated in 2 Kings chapter 1, verse number 8. Nor did he take a moment to...
And yes, y'all know I have it sped up a little bit, so his voice sounds a bit, weird, because I have it sped up. I'm talking slow.
To unpack why John was wearing this outfit. He's wearing a robe made out of camel's hair because he was trying to let people know the spirit that was on him. A camel can carry 300 to 900 pounds of weight without breaking down. A camel can carry more weight than a horse. And the reality is, for the people who are looking at you tonight, they have no idea how much weight you are carrying. They are so caught up on you wearing a hat that they don't know what's on your mind.
Okay.
They're looking at your purse, but they don't know how much baggage you're carrying. They're looking at your skirt, and they have no idea what it took just for you to get out of the bed. Do you know what it takes for me not to just fall apart? All year, I'm trying to stop myself from cussing people out, from losing my mind, from crying in my car, from doing something crazy, doing something illegal, and all you concerned about is what I got on. You got no idea. I need extra credit just for showing up. If you knew everything that was on me.
Now, that's the wife, okay? Because she said, yes, Pastor. Yes, husband. Let them know they're up there talking about me. Okay, what about them? Okay, what about them? Don't be talking about me. You don't know what I'm going through, heifer.
It takes a lot just for me to keep it together. The good thing for John the Baptist is John the Baptist is a man. Because there's a double standard in church when it relates to women, and it's abysmal hypocrisy. You got out of shape preachers who rail on modesty but have never preached a sermon on obesity and gluttony.
Not called out the fat pastors. Not Jamal saying these fat ass pastors out here talking about modesty and how a woman's body look, but they around there plump and plump and plump.
Our misogyny has become institutionalized and cloaked under spirituality. Today, if a man falls out at the altar, you will let him lay there. But if a woman lays out at the altar,
you better put a cloth on top of her. Don't you let no lady be on the floor, passed out, and ain't no cloth on top of that lady.
You'll pull out more sheets than Bed Bath and Beyond. In the black church tradition, in case you did not know, in the church that you were raised in the black church that you were raised in, ushers coming down the aisle had to put their hand behind their back. That was in fact instituted for female ushers so that men who were sitting on the aisle would not be attracted to look at their derriere.
Not blocking the booties. They were blocking booties. Okay.
So they had to put their hand behind their back to block the eyes of nasty deacons who couldn't keep focus on the cross.
Now, okay, I felt like some folk may say, but Pastor, but Bishop, wasn't you messing around with women in the church? But again, he don't do that no more. Okay. Again, when he and Giselle was married, he was allegedly, he had messed around with some folk. Okay. So yeah, he knows what he speaks. Okay. But again, we also have to point out he has never shied away from discussing his bullshit. Okay. So luckily, I guess for his current wife, he's grown. Okay. What he used to do ain't what he's doing now. Okay. He learned his lesson. Okay. First marriage was down the toilet. New marriage, new person, new pastor around here.
We have placed the full responsibility of warding off temptation on women without putting a demand of sexual discipline on men.
Now, not defending this is himself. Over the years, he has admitted that it was him. He was the one. It wasn't the devil. It was him. It was his flesh and blood. He has admitted to his, and I mean not here today, but over the past couple of years, through his podcast, through his preaching, and all of that. Okay, he has admitted to his faults in the past. I don't want a perfect person around here. I like, you have to live a little bit. Okay, you can't be Jesus around here. So, he has admitted in the past his wrongdoing. So this is not to negate what we know he did in the past. Okay, but we think he's changed.
We have swallowed an Americanized rape culture. The American rape culture asked women first, what were they wearing? As if the hemline is an invitation to violation. So no correction for brothers in tight pants. No correction for brothers who got their shirts unbuttoned all the way to their belly button.
I have seen the men in church. Okay. Y'all messy. Y'all is so messy. Hold on.
Have you ever been swallowed up?
Okay. But I have seen people in church, men's, which I was fitting pants on, ankles all out, print real prominent. Okay. Round here, all this exposing the goods, child.
No correction for brothers wearing the tight shirts even when it's wintertime. Be very clear that the Jezebel spirit is not gender specific. There are Jezebels and there is Jarrell.
Come on now, Jezebels and Jarrell. I know a few Jarrells, okay? I know some Jezebels. I know some Jarrells. I know them all. But again, to me, this is true. We so many times will see the young pregnant women in church being shunned, but not the men who knocked them up. Okay, we'll see, the granddaughters who are fast tail girls, but the boys who's knocking people up around here left and right, ain't nobody saying nothing. Okay, so again, there are Jezebels and then there are Jarrells. Okay, but we've seen it. We've seen it.
Maybe you forgot. Maybe you forgot about Joseph, whose father Jacob gave him an ornate multicolored robe, signifying that he had favor. Now, what you have to know is that Joseph never asked for it. It was just given to him. And the Bible says his brothers hated him for it and wanted to kill him simply because of the robe that he had on. He was seen from a way off and said, "Behold the dreamer. What are we going to do about him?" They were upset and annoyed for him to be anointed and fly. It's all right for you to be anointed as long as you don't look like nothing.
Not anointed and ugly. Not anointed but looking like nothing. Oh.
As long as you look like 12 years a slave, they think you holy.
Not 12 years a slave. Not yes, sir, boss.
But if you got your hair done, nails done, toes done, y'all ain't saying nothing, smelling good, then immediately church Negroes will make up that you're sleeping with somebody, you prostituted yourself, you played yourself cheap. They don't understand. I got a real sugar daddy, and I will look to the hills from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord.
Okay, now Jesus is my child. Look, where it comes from. But again, my point is, he was making points leading up to y'all mad about my wife's dress.
I needed to get this straight. I needed to deal with it head on. Because the other day, the internet went crazy about a dress my wife had on. Now
again, this is the dress. Now, I will say here, the flash made the dress even brighter. Okay. It is a flesh colored dress. However, you're not seeing any piece of her skin. You know what I'm saying? You're not seeing. That's not skin. Well, one, she's not at a church event. Who said she wasn't at a church event? But again, that's the point. She was never at a church event. They were at a ball. They were at an event that had nothing to do with church. You see her at church next to him in her red, and she's fully covered, still from the neck to the feet. So they weren't at a church event.
They didn't say anything about the $4 million that was raised for the United Negro College Fund. They never mentioned that she prayed until heaven came down. They never said anything about this was the largest fundraiser for for HBCUs in the country. But insecure, jealous, petty, small-minded people got in their feelings and set up a false barometer of holiness based off of a dress. Now, you got to help some people because some people have embraced the full knowledge of ignorance without any assistance for understanding. The dress was not see-through. The dress was flesh color.
Again, that's his wife behind him at church, fully covered from the neck to her feet. Fully covered. YouTube does their automatic ads. I can't control them. If you have premium, you have no ads, but That's how they pay me. I have no control over that. That's automatic.
But because you ain't never been nowhere and ain't never been exposed to nothing, furthermore, I needed to set the record straight. Y'all don't like this. I need to set the record straight. I bought the dress. And I like it. I don't care whether you like it or not. She ain't mad to y'all. She mad to me. Now, if you wanted a first lady that looked like Little House on the Prairie,
No Little House on the Prairie,
and Holly Hobby, you got the wrong church. I wanted a wife I would rush home to, that I wanted to be excited to see. When we walked in there, I said, shake it fast, watch yourself. If you don't have nobody that you excited about, trade that booger in and find you somebody that Negroes can talk about. How did you bag that?
why is it so slow? I don't know what's going on.
Let me say to you, I'm a public servant. I've been a public servant my whole life. I don't mind, nor am I offended, nor am I moved.
I don't know why. Hold on, y'all. I don't know why it's being weird. Was it playing slow for y'all?
But
we're still sitting around here. Okay. I had to get us together. Hold on.
that this is
Let me speed it back up to where we was at. But it was about 6 minutes in, child. So, okay, we back. We're back. I'm like, what happened? What is going on? No, I'm almost done.
Furthermore, I needed to set the record straight. Y'all don't like this. I need to set the record straight. I bought the dress. And I like it. I don't care whether you like it or not. She ain't mad to y'all. She mad to me. Now, if you wanted a first lady that looked like Little House on the Prairie and Holly Hobby, you got the wrong church. I wanted a wife I would rush home to, that I wanted to be excited to see. When we walked in there, I said, shake it fast, watch yourself. If you don't have nobody that you excited about, trade that booger in and find you somebody that Negroes can talk about. How
Not a booger.
did you bag that? Let me say to you, I'm a public servant. I've been a public servant my whole life. I don't mind, nor am I offended, nor am I moved if you talk about me. Have at it. But you ain't gonna talk about my wife.
So I think with him seeing the people like going at her, talking about her, speaking negatively about her as a person, her body, and all of those things based on this dress. Again, she was not at church. She was not at no church event. She was not naked. You could not see any part of her body. It was just flesh covered. It was flesh covered. And you know, it was flesh pieces of the dress. Okay.
But y'all ain't saying nothing to me. The same way you respect me, you gonna have to respect her. And if you don't respect her, find you somewhere else to go. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me, but you ain't gonna be in my face and dishonor my wife. Y'all ain't saying nothing. I need some people that will fight for yours, that will stand for yours, that will demand respect for yours.
And he's supposed to speak up for his wife. He is. He's supposed to defend it. Because if he bought the dress, or even if she bought it and he liked it, what we gonna do?
Maya Angelou, in her poem Phenomenal Woman, said, It's the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Y'all are so busy raising up a standard based off of Eurocentric white women standards that you can't handle a woman that got hips authentically. I bought the dress, but I didn't buy the body. It came like that. Every now and again, you gotta thank God for what God gave you. And if it make people uncomfortable, let them build the bridge and get over it. That's their problem and not yours.
I don't think he ever had to defend Giselle like this. So I think that's a, no, he probably didn't. MC, I'm pretty sure he probably did not. But I have seen him help Giselle. Not in the same way. Yeah, not in the same way.
You make people insecure. You make people threaten. You make people unnerved just because you don't look like what they expect you to. Look at the Supreme Court Justice, Amy Coney Barnett. She sits on the Supreme Court Justice, watch this, in a black dress. Is that demure enough? Is it righteous enough? Is it holy enough? It's black and it goes from her neck all the way down to her ankles with one strand of pearls around her neck. To some of you, that's how a first lady ought to dress. But look at her as dressed as appropriately as you think. This Supreme Court Justice is a nemesis to voting rights. Has raised her voice against your right to diversity, equity, and inclusion. She can't seem to side on the right of those who are facing age and race discrimination. She even votes against her own interests as a woman, saying that women should not make decisions about their own bodies. Your problem is you are too focused on wardrobe when you should be focused on warfare. A man looks at the outer appearance, but God looks at the heart. Look at the person beside you and say, I need somebody who can fight with me. See, too many of y'all got a lot of cuteness, but you don't have any content. Later for you being pretty if you can't think for yourself. Make up in your mind, I am not going to be underestimated and I'm not going to be played with. I am not just another pretty face, and you can't just buy me a shrimp dinner and think I'm going to roll over and play dead. You dealing with somebody that got their own opinion, got their own thoughts, and got their own prayer life, and I already know you can't stand me. If that
now they don't like Jamal. A lot of folks don't like that man.
If that dress got you upset, if that dress that showed none of First Lady's body, that covered her from her neck to her feet, if that dress got you upset, you are going to hate what you're going to find in Revelations.
Now he went on preaching. He went on preaching more, and I'm like, we will go get more sermon. I feel like, I want to go to her page. I want to just point out a few things. His point is people are putting a lot of things on her, accusing her of being naked, and she wasn't. The dress isn't naked. Again, even the picture I used was where someone took the picture with a flash that made her look naked. And she isn't naked. She don't even look naked. She looked like somebody in a black dress that has nude undercurrents to the dress, but she don't look naked. But people ran with the narrative, oh, she's out here bodying, she's out here in a dress that is nude, and it's the dress isn't, she's not nude. She wasn't at a church event. If you look at the actual dress itself, it's a skin tone fabric, but you don't see her body. Now under the bright light, even there, you can tell she's not naked. But people took pictures and video that were very, very bright and made comments that she was like, oh, out here naked, showing her body, titties out, ass out, hips, and bloppy, bloppy blue. And from the actual picture of the dress, even from a close up right here, that's not her body at all. It's the color of the dress. Even if she went out in a camel, because she's a lighter skinned woman, if she went out in a camel color outfit, it's skin tone. She was at a fundraiser. It was the 2026 Mayor's Masked Ball, raising money for HBCUs. As they both, went to HBCUs. She did, and so did Jamal. I think she's the AKA. He's the, I don't know, he's something else. But his issue was the false narrative that, Jamal Bryant's wife, Carrie, child, she was out there with titties out. Child, out there with her ass was out there naked. Not being a servant of God. A little Jezebel. Looking like a little harlot. And if you look at the dress itself, none of that looks naked. Here, it looks orange. But people made the comments saying, she out there naked, child. Titties out, ass out, all these things, honey. And that wasn't true. So him being her husband was like, hold up a minute now. Talk cash shit about me. Because I ain't, I wasn't shit for a long time with my ex-wife, okay? And in between the time or whatever. But now I have a wife. I'm trying to be a better person. Okay. So y'all not gonna come at my wife with a false narrative about a dress that had her covered from head to toe. Okay, she's covered from head to toe. But people took the picture, bright flashed it, and then said, oh, child, see Jamal Bryant's wife, titties out, titties out. Her coochie showing, child. Her hips is out. Look at her hips, y'all. She's naked. Look at her naked. Oh, why was she? Saying that was what was being said on social media, and folks was that's why her comments are limited. She had to limit her comments. So she has the right to dress how she, again, if you, because I don't follow her, I don't follow him either. But if you look at her work, she's never really been a scantily clad. She's always covered fully. Now she can't help her body, that she has, small waist, hips, boobs, a beautiful young woman or whatever. But she's usually always covered from head to toe. So even the narrative, look at them at Christmas. Child, again, covered. So even the narrative that she's out here titty naked, showing the titties and showing her body off. Look at her body, Jesus. Look at the nipples. You can't see her nipples. So once you come as someone's wife, okay, once you come as someone's wife and you're putting the narrative that she's a harlot out here in these streets, okay, she's showing ass and titties for God, okay, she's not being a woman of God, she's being inappropriate. Oh, it's all those narratives. Whenever you look at her stuff, she's never given that. That was his point in saying, now why y'all act like my wife is out here with her ass out? That lady always covered from head to toe. Always covered from head to toe. even when she's in the church, covered from head, at least head to ankle. Let's say she's covered from neck to ankle. Okay, cover. So I think it's, okay, more black dresses. Okay. Just saying. So he was like, no, what y'all not gonna do is talk cash shit about my wife. And if she has boobs, she can't hide her titties. Y'all know I hate wearing bras. I hate the fact that we as women we are forced to suck it all in. Okay, hold the titties up. Don't show your boobs. No, they gonna titty. Okay, titties gonna titty. What you want me to do? Okay, what you want me to do? Not your our hater. And some older church folk may not like how the dresses fit her body, but she can't help her body. I have not seen nothing she's worn to church be inappropriate. She ain't gotta come up she ain't gotta go in the goddamn potato sack. His point was they want the women to be modest. They want the women to hide their bodies because God forbid you have tits and hips and thighs. So come in with a potato sack. That's the point in saying y'all are up here concerned about what my wife was wearing. And she out here doing. I've seen her preach. I've seen her speak. I think she has a very spiritual connection to God. And I think I do believe she's a woman of God. I do. I think, our grandmamas and my grandmama and granny on my bio dad side were pastors. And the way they dressed back then, okay, the way that we dressed back then was just different. Like, no tea, no shade. It is what it is. But we can't keep holding the standards of the 1900s and the 2020s. It's just an unfair comparison. And when you start trying to bombard women with restrictions because you better not show nothing, you better be that's not fair to her. And again, the comments were like, child, the titties is out. And they weren't even out. Yeah, a little bit of boob, yeah, a little bit of boob, child. A little bit of boob. But sometimes you can't help a little bit of boob. When you have titties, your titties is gonna titty. And I don't know how else I can even explain that to anybody. But when people try to do this false narrative of, oh, well, the bishop, I'm talking and looking, okay? Hold on. Because I told y'all my grandparents, okay, were pastors. This is my granddaddy, may he rest in peace, okay? That's my grandmama, okay? I had to be maybe 13 in this picture. I'm saying how pastors and the pastors' wives dressed back then is just different than now. Child, this is probably a damn Wednesday afternoon. And granddaddy was in a whole suit. And grandma was in the whole church. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want us to do? It's just a little bit different. All I'm saying. Okay? Look at us in church, child. Look at us in church. Okay? That's me with the beads in my head. In front of my granddaddy. That's my grandmama. That's my granddaddy, my grandmama, my sister, my cousin, and then my other cousin. Okay? So the way we dressed back in the early 90s. That ain't what it is no more. That's not no one is dressing like this anymore. And some people feel the need to just look at me as a kid. Look at baby Jaylee in the front singing. Okay, and that's my mama leading the choir. Okay. So it's different now than what it used to be. That don't mean that anyone should be at church with their nipples showing. I wouldn't say that's appropriate. I wouldn't say, come around here in booty shorts. That's not appropriate. But every video I've seen of his wife, even before they got married, when she was just in the church, she always dressed, modestly. It may be a fitting outfit sometimes, or it can be loose fitting sometimes. Okay. Her knees is out a little bit knees. Ain't never hurt nobody. Okay. But usually she's dressed great. Yes, in 2026, why is anybody up here policing that lady outfit? But his point started. I wanted to just go through her page for y'all to see. She don't be in She don't be in church dressed all crazily, and neither does Jamal for the most part. For the most part, neither did Jamal. They both, this ain't no this ain't no Bishop robbery and his wife. And sometimes because you have a younger, and I want to say younger as in like teenage, but like even like I'll be 44 in 2 weeks. 44-year-olds of today is completely different than 44-year-olds when I was 12. It's just different. So it's not, it's a different dynamic. So the only reason I'm, going down the list is to show y'all how she be dressing is so that y'all will see that lady not around here dressing inappropriately in church. When she is up there, preaching for God, she is absolutely dressed, appropriately. Okay. Truthfully, I love her style. I do. I love her style. I think she has merged, first ladyism, but also her own style. So, if they aren't your cup of tea, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But that don't make her outfit wrong and how they choose to church. There's a reason that is 18,752 churches around the world, plus whatever else. Because what works for one doesn't work for all. So that's why we not part of their congregation. In my opinion. And again, as long as when she's around here at the church house, okay, but this dress, which was the issue of them saying that she was out here basically naked, it was a false narrative. It was a lie. She wasn't at church. It wasn't even a fucking Sunday. It was a whole different day. And when we start allowing people to tell false narratives to body shame, slut shame, outfit shame, woman shame someone, your husband is supposed to defend you. Because she ain't do nothing wrong. And that's my point. That's my point of it all. And that's it. That's all. Okay. That's it. That's all I got for today. Okay. I feel like nothing else was really going on today that I want to get into. I covered all my thumbnail stuff. I did. Anything else we will discuss tomorrow? I may come live tomorrow. I don't know. Okay, but I am appreciative of y'all being here. You know, everyone has their opinion. Excuse me. Everyone has their opinions. You know, no one is gonna always agree on things. You know, but you know, do what works best for you. But just make sure that as we are judging people, we're not judging anybody based on a false narrative of nakedness. That's what I'm saying, y'all. That's what I'm saying, y'all. Y'all make sure to like the video, okay? And comment, and subscribe, and share, and all of that stuff, okay? I appreciate y'all and stuff, okay? I gotta go until tomorrow. Okay, y'all have a good night and stuff and whatnot. Okay, and remember, next week I'm back at work. So next week my lives will be back starting at 9 p.m., not 7 p.m. Okay, I'm back at 9 because I'm back at work next week. So yeah, there's that. But I gotta go. I love y'all. Bye.